Today we want to focus on the issue of cartoons because parents at this time have practically left the kids over to cartoons, and for them is the best way to at least get some me time. What are your thoughts on cartoons showing today? Are they right for the kids at this time?
Okay, the first thing is I'm always very weary when everyone goes for what is popular, what everyone does, because human beings naturally, once we see something that seems to work, we never think beyond that thing, right? It's the same way. So parents feel that cartoon will engage their children because they want to make time. So they are no longer in control. They don't care about the content of those cartoons. So cartoon is not the problem. It's about the content, right? And the golden rule or the rule of thumb is never give access, never allow your child access to something you have not censored yourself.
So as much as I love the kids to watch cartoons so that I can have a little me time, and I try to sit in with them to watch some of their cartoons as well, I believe that the cartoons are not making our children very creative, because our kids are supposed to, like, when I was growing up, we used to play in the sand. We cook, you know, buy the cans of bottles and tin tomato stuff. We cook with it. We make things. We build cars with cartons and all of that. So I don't see that much creativity with these kids that just sit in front of the cartoon and learn all the words that they use. So how, as a busy parent now, how do you balance it so that you can still give time to creating things from nothing with your children?
Okay, again, it goes back to your style of parenting. I'll give you an example. Many years ago, when my kids were way younger, my youngest is going to be 10 now. When they were way younger, one of the things we did was we realized that some of the cartoon stations were not good for our children. And I figured out that what children need is movement. So I migrated them to National Geographic. Now, with National Geographic, there's still movement of animals, but they are learning, right? So as my son there was a time he went for excursion in his school, he could literally name every species of plant, every species of animal, that he had to call me back from school to say, what have you exposed this boy to, right? And even now that they're a bit older, what I do for them is I make them study a character, you know, every other day, and they make presentations to me, right? And that will be form content when they start their vlogging and whatever. You know, parents don't know the power they have in their hands, you know, but we just settle for what is popular because there are so many aspects of the child's life that need to grow. Unknown to many people, the children making the animation for those cartoons in South Korea, in Japan, in China, are the age mates of some of your children. Some of them are 7 and 8 years old. But we are consumers basically, and we are raising a generation of consumers. Parents need to wake up and they need to begin to activate the creativity within their children. There are so many skills, talents that your child has. Let them get out, you know, and play, you know, and run around. It's part of child development. But when you make them addicted to screen, in fact, it's been proven scientifically right now that once you spend more than 3 hours you know, in front of a screen, you are likely going to be duller.
What specific cartoons would we say that our children can watch, or specific programs, apart from National Geographic? I personally, my kids watch all that, but also want to have fun.
Okay, what do we define as fun? You know, a child doesn't know what fun is except what we define as fun for the child. Okay. Right? We never forget that. That's why it's called a child. That's why you are called an adult. You are supposed to know better than the child. Right? It's what we expose the child. If a child was not exposed to TV while he was growing up, a child will never miss TV. The problem is a lot of parents have no program for their children, right? And the fundamentals of why do you have a child has not been answered. And number two, number one skill in parenting is observation. And an average parent has not observed their children. You train up the child in the way he should go. There are several cartoon stations, right? Some of them are quite good. And even within the ones who are bad, there are belts where they show same stuff, right? And you want to censor that yourself. That's what you need to do. It's a lot of work, but you see, when you create time to do the fundamentals and the basics, knowing who your child is and the trait your child is showing, you will have nothing to worry about. The problem is an average parent has not answered the question, what is parenting and why do I want a child?
I need to go on a quick